Hi, Scott here again with One Marketing. I've got another SEO tip for attorneys for you today. This one that we're talking about today is relation to content and knowing that the Google algorithm looks at trust, authority, exposure. Content is where it starts, essentially. And even looking at Google's mission statement, they want to organize the world of its content and make it easily accessible of all information that's out there. And so when we're talking about the buying process that your clients go through, let's face it, most people don't want to hire an attorney. And something happens in their life that they decide that they need to hire somebody. Prior to making that decision, there are typically research phases that they've got to explore, that they've got to come to the conclusion at some point to say, I need to hire this individual. Well, when somebody's looking for, let's say, a DOI attorney and just uses a search for DOI attorney, they've already decided they need an attorney. But prior to that, they're going to do some research. And, an example is going to be, will I lose my license if I get a DUI in Illinois if you're a criminal defense attorney? Let's say you're a personal injury attorney. A question might be, can I sue if I got hurt on somebody's property? Or if somebody got hurt on my property, can they sue me? And these are questions that your clients are going to be asking. And I want to show a different thing. My business is no different. We're looking at the back end of our WordPress here, and we've got different content that is scheduled for, I don't know, a few weeks out. But I want to make point of this piece of content right here that was just posted on, actually, my birthday, July 5th. And, you can see we're going to do a search on how to get SEO clients as an attorney. So this post is a couple of weeks old, and do a search, and you can see now ranking #1 across the board on Google. You're going to say, well, Scott, you're signed in. Okay, that's true. Let's look at a browser here. We're not signed in and going to get slightly different results. And look, it's still actually ranking #1 for that. And if we were to change, let's say, attorney to a lawyer, to show that there's still trust and authority on the domain for that. And it is slightly a little bit lower, and there it is, still ranking in the top page. But that's a pretty coveted key phrase for us, and we've got hundreds of different types of key phrases that you guys as attorneys are searching for. So we're present to generate our leads, but your business is absolutely no different. So if I took this phrase here that I talked about earlier, and you can see who's coming up is a Chicago criminal defense lawyer for a personal injury. Now, I get this search here, and Google is giving me related searches as well that give you good ideas of the type of content that you can create. Now, you're not just going to go ahead and create a blog post and rank. It takes a little bit more than that, and that's what we're going to take a look at here. And just inside of this particular blog post, I want to show you certain elements that are important for content to get that trust and authority. You're not just going to create a 500-word blog post and post it and expect to get results. Length is very important. Now, the ideal length for a blog post is about a 7-minute read, approximately 1,500 to 2,000 words. You've got to keep that in mind. If you want this content to rank, you've got to be at 1,500 words per post. Now, when you're taking a look at this particular post, there's certain elements of a post that Google likes to see. And they know that there's different types of readers that are out there. And some of you may be skimmers, where you are reading just the titles. Something bold. And as you're reading this article, you in theory could read this article just by reading and skimming the titles. But in each paragraph, there are 2 to 3 sentences. They're short, they're concise, they're direct. There's nothing that's a lot of repetition. Now, to build some trust, you can see we start the article out by the goal of this article is just to say that SEO ultimately is just marketing. And so we've got a link here, an outbound link to the American Marketing Association. We've got outbound link to another trusted source on the internet, Wikipedia. We've got some inbound links to show where additional resources are available. I'm building credibility for the author by talking about a hobby business, which is a website that's got a lot of trust with an outbound link. You've got good customized images that are unique to this blog post on the internet. Chicago personal attorney. Lots of good images. More links out around. Getting some advice to a third-party resource to say, here you go. More Wikipedia links. You can see the length. Internal linking for criminal defense, family law, personal injury. This piece, some more outbound links, and then a call to action and supporting video. And those are the elements that got this blog post to rank so quickly and so high because of the ongoing trust and authority that has been built on this site. But when you've got the good quality content that supports it, that's what you're going to do. So your exercise is, if you're a criminal defense attorney or a personal injury attorney, come up with 10 different questions, buying questions that your prospective and existing clients have asked you in the past. Take each of those and bring them onto Google and do a search with each of your 10 questions and find people also ask questions that are in here as well. And then vet your list to prioritize it based off of your own personal preferences. Perhaps car accident cases are what are more lucrative for you in your particular area. And create a content schedule, creation schedule. Now, I wasn't prepared to show this, but I think I've got... I was just looking at our own internal marketing plan here. And I've got a content, here we go. We can go and look at the content schedule. So here's a whiteboard idea of a content schedule that I've created internally for our agency, but I could also show you that for attorneys and law firms and whatnot. This one was just readily available. And then once you've got that list, go ahead and create content. On a weekly basis. It's going to take you about 2 to 3 hours for a good piece to be created. And mark my words, that effort multiplied over 6 months. You do that once a week for 6 months, I assure you, you are going to be ranking in the top in your local area for a lot of these initial search words. Thank you. Have a good day.